In my short film I have a lot of ideas that conform to the conventions of a short film. One of these is few camera shots. An example is that both Kathy and Lucy have most of their dialogue in a close-up. This is not only because there's only one location and the fact that two characters are tied, but it also shows the importance of the mood being more important than the narrative. So the emotion that they're showing is more important than having fancy camera shots. A second confirmation of convention is fewer locations. In the example of my short film, there's only one location, mainly because the characters are tied to various products and can't move, but secondly because a variety of locations isn't important to them. What's important is making a decision and following your heart or following your head. There are few actors in a short film, and there are only 3 actors and 1 voice artist in my short film. One, it's a practical reason. A small location like the cellar couldn't have a variety of actors, and 2, because I can't afford to pay a variety of actors or know enough people to be a variety of actors, and most importantly it's because that it's just, again, the mood and the genre of the piece is more important than selling a film with big names. It's more artistic than it is anything else. Which leads me on to the next point, that imagery is crucial within my film, much like it is in all short films. It's a confirmation of the genre. An example of this is when Kathy's talking to Reese and it's just a shot of her shadow making the movements of her mouth. That's to symbolise her identity being taken away, but also to reflect to the audience that it could be anyone in this situation. Not necessarily a situation choosing between life and death, but making a decision that's really difficult. That anyone can face those decisions. It also looks quite aesthetically pleasing with the dark shadow against the brickwork, which is also a good convention. Short films often represent a moral message or idea. The moral message of my short film is that the right decision isn't always the easiest or the one that you want to live with. Because we all in life have to make decisions that we don't necessarily want to make, or a decision that we know we have to make but would rather take the easy option. And in this case it's been taken to the extreme, as is a convention of many short films, to play on an extreme of a narrative, but it's a message to the audience effectively to take things seriously, which again is one of another conventions of a short film that my mind conforms to. Not only does it inform the audience, but it should entertain them. Not in the traditional sense of entertainment, but it should make them think, which is mostly the aim of the entire thing. See, my short film also challenges some of the conventions and stereotypes from media productions. Reese, being a male character, should stereotypically be strong and have a lot of power, but this is taken away from him in this film. He's bound to a chair, he can't physically move, and he can't mentally move. He has 2 minutes to save his best friend or his sister. His hand is being forced, he has no choice, he has no power. You'd also expect Reese to have a lot of power because of his job, and though it's never specifically stated in the script, through dialogue and acting, it's representing the fact that both him and Lucy have quite high-powered jobs, so that in their world they are used to large amounts of power. All of that's been taken away from them. Speaking of Lucy, the fact that she is a professional, powerful woman outside of this narrative reinforces a change in stereotype, because stereotypical women are often weak and dependent on others, and Lucy doesn't see any of those features. Kathy is quite a dominant and confident woman. In the face of danger, she's sarcastic to Reese. with her line about having the time of her life. That's not the role that a weak or a feeble woman would take. So she's contrasting with the convention there. Rhys previously did have power, which does link back to the stereotype of a man. He had quite a lot of power, judging by his job that it was suggested. He also has quite a lot of power and money because he also has quite a lot of power because of his status. Both Kathy and Rhys are suggested to be from upper class society, and therefore they don't have to work or do anything that they don't wish to do, and they're used to having the best and being the best. Also, Kathy's at the end of the film, is weak because she is killed. She can't fight for herself. She has no choice. She's going to die in a very undignified way. But this is just an interpretation. Kathy's death could also be seen as going down fighting because she never cries, she never gets exceedingly emotional. She's quite stoic up until the end. The only time she shows any true emotion is with her last line to Rhys.